Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Major General Phil Brooks, the Commanding General of the United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, welcome to this afternoon's Change of Responsibility, Farewell, and Welcome Ceremony. From ancient times, armies throughout the world have conducted ceremonies to commemorate victories, honor comrades in arms, and celebrate special occasions as we are doing today. These ceremonies add color and pageantry to military life and preserve traditions and sustain esprit de corps. Today, we are bidding farewell to Brigadier General Rick Francis as he relinquishes his duties as a Commandant for the United States Army Field Artillery School and Deputy Commanding General for the Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, and welcoming Brigadier General Jason Williams as he assumes his duties as the Commandant for the United States Army Field Artillery School and Deputy Commanding General for the Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill. We are also welcoming Brigadier General Francis into his new role as the Director of the Long Range Precision Fires Cross-Functional Team. Got them all in there. At this time, we'd like to extend a sincere welcome to our distinguished guests. Joining us this afternoon are Major General Phil Brooks, Commanding General, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, and his wife, Lori. Chairman Lawrence Spotted Bird, Chairman of the Kiowa Tribe, and Vice Chairman David Sullivan. The Honorable Stan Booker, Mayor, City of Lawton, and his wife, Councilwoman Marianne Hankins Booker. Mr. Michael Brown, Civilian Aide to the Secretary Army, Oklahoma South. Dr. Alvin Peterson, Deputy to the Commanding General, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill. Mr. Steve Carson, Field Representative for United States Senator James Langford. Brigadier General Jeffrey Van Epps, Deputy Commanding General, Maneuvering 3rd Corps. Brigadier General Patrick Costello, Incoming Commanding General, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, and his wife Rachel. Brigadier General Glenn Hankey, Commandant of the United States Army Air Defense Artillery School and Deputy Commanding General of the United States Army Fire Center in Fort Sill, and his wife Catherine. Command Sergeant Major Giancarlo Macri, Command Sergeant Major, United States Army Air Defense Artillery School. Colonel Mike Bearfield, Chief of Staff, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, and his wife Carrie. And our frontier friends, Colonel Retired Nate Slate, Miss Rachel Smith, and Mrs. Jennifer Waters. For the sequence of events, please refer to your program. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation presented by the Fort Sill Command Chaplain, Colonel James Fisher, and remain standing for the playing of the National Anthem.
Let's pray together as we celebrate the end of another wonderful Army Day. Lord, we pause to recognize this call to serve God and country. We're grateful for these ceremonies as we mark these incredible historical timelines. As Brigadier General Francis steps into his next leadership role, may he and his family do so with rest and confidence in duty well done. And as we welcome Brigadier General Williams and family, we do so as teammates, pledging to run together we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, Mrs. Laura Armstrong, the Chief of the Fort Sill Artillery Half Section, is presenting flowers to Mrs. Francis in appreciation of her selfless service and support to the Field Artillery School, the Fire Center of Excellence in the Lawton Fort Sill community and welcome her to the Long Range Precision Fire's cross-functional team. In keeping the just tradition with Mrs. Francis is the reciprocating with the gifts that just happened for the fine soldiers and horses of the artillery half section. Staff Sergeant Dew. Yeah, let's give him a round of applause. We're just flying through this. Staff Sergeant Dew is now presenting flowers to Mrs. Williams, welcoming her and her family to the United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in the Lawton Fort Sill community. Participating in today's ceremony are the installation color guard provided by the 30th Air Defense Artillery Brigade. The color sergeant is Drill Sergeant Timothy Mayfield. The Fort Sill Artillery Half Section under the direction of Mrs. Laura Armstrong. The Honor Guard commander for today's ceremony is Captain Audrey Shiflett, the Field Artillery Harding Fellow. The official party for today's ceremony is Major General Brooks, Brigadier General Francis, and Brigadier General Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the presentation of honors to Major General Brooks. Please be seated. The change of responsibility is a simple yet traditional event, which is rich with symbolism and heritage. The key to the ceremony is the passing of the colors. The very soul of a military unit is symbolized in the colors under which it fights, for they represent not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but also the loyalty and unity of its soldiers. The custodian of the colors is a Command Sergeant Major, who is a senior enlisted soldier in the unit and principal advisor to the Commandant. In recognition of their essential role in the success of the Field Artillery School, Command Sergeant Major Fluharty will now assist in the change of responsibility. The passing of the organizational colors symbolizes the change of responsibility and authority from the outgoing Commandant to the incoming Commandant. As such, Brigadier General Francis receives the United States Army Field Artillery School colors for the last time. Brigadier General Rick Francis, you have executed the duties of your office with dignity, dedication, and devotion to the Fires community. As Brigadier General Francis passes the United States Army Field Artillery School colors to Major General Brooks, this transfer signifies Brigadier General Francis' relinquishment of his responsibilities as the Commandant of the United States Army Field Artillery School. As Major General Brooks passes the school colors to Brigadier General Williams, he is entrusting him with the duties and responsibilities of safeguarding the school colors and assuming responsibility as the Commandant of the United States Army Field Artillery School. Brigadier General Williams will now return the colors back to Command Sergeant Major Fluharty. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Phil Brooks.
Wow, what a star-studded cast here. I feel like I'm at a dinner for the Chief of Staff of the Army. It's amazing to have so many senior leaders here today from our civilian aide, the Secretary of the Army, obviously Mayor Stan, Marianne Booker, general officers that are in the crowd, our Native American partners. It's just amazing to see all of you, the Frontier friends who are always at every event and help make that special. Thanks, Al and Nate and Jennifer, all of you for making this possible. We appreciate your attendance today. So I'll get on with it. And it's my pleasure to welcome the Francis and Williams families. From the Francis family, we're joined today by Rick's wife, Alicia, and her son, Jeremiah. And Alicia has been a steadfast supporter of Rick, most notably in this position, contributing to the Student Spouse Seminar and is one of our Reynolds Army Health Clinic nurses. She's also been a great partner to Lori and the other senior spouses when Rick and I are away. Jeremiah, who's about to start his sophomore year at James Madison University this fall. There are other children, Jolene, Caitlin, and Jalen, are I think maybe watching online. You should be proud of your family here today. They're awesome. And from the Williams family, we welcome his wife, Shelley, and their daughter, Emma Kate, who has been a trusted traveler all the way from Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I got to spend some time with them on Friday, and she was the one, I think, holding Jason and Shelley up when they got to the Butner house. But welcome to you. Their other daughters, Anna Lee and Caroline, I think are also tuning in virtually. You can rest assured, ladies, that the family made it here, and they're ready to take the helm. So, Rick, let me just cut right to the chase. What you and the team have done over the last year has simply been exceptional. And during his tenure, Rick demonstrated visionary leadership by overseeing the comprehensive modernization of the program of instruction for all field artillery, MOSs, incorporating cutting-edge advancements such as a call for fire from a small unmanned aerial system into the 13 Fox Advanced Individual Training, and implementing new operator and fire control courses for the long-range hypersonics weapon, the mid-range capability, and long-range precision fires leader planner courses. These initiatives significantly enhanced operational readiness and lethality across the field artillery force. He further led the development of the initial drafting of some of our critical doctrinal updates, including ATP 309.93, which is fire support for the Corps and above, ATP 309.61 and 62, which directly supported modernization efforts for long-range fires and joint integration at much higher echelons. Additionally, Rick was instrumental in implementing the 13 Uniform Training Accession Reporting Code program, whose data-driven approach resulted in a substantial improvement of our 13 Bravo manning levels, which went from 68 to 86%, and effectively reduced personnel deficits and enhanced manning accuracy across the field artillery branch. He led the development of multiple force design updates, directly positioning the fires community to more effectively support the Army's evolving requirements for large-scale combat operations. And his work made a lasting impact on the modernization, doctrinal development, and overall effectiveness of the field artillery branch. In addition, he shouldered the critical responsibility of shaping modernization efforts alongside our Army Futures Command partners. And for the past 3 months, he's worn 2 hats. He served as the Director for Long Range Precision Fires cross-functional team as well, and you can ask him after this how that's going for him. Though I'm not sure holding both roles made his life any easier, it certainly ensured unity of effort and a vision across the entire Army enterprise. Rick, your leadership from the top of the branch has made an immeasurable difference in sustaining and now growing the branch to meet challenges of today and tomorrow. And earlier today in our senior leader planning seminar, I highlighted some of those challenges, which are frankly some of the best challenges the field artillery branch has ever had. Rest assured that you did your part to ensure our war fighters are equipped with the very best this branch has to offer, both now and into the future. And since Lieutenant General Beagle could not be here today, and I know Mayor Booker's always looking for some inspirational comments, I talked to him last night, and he wanted me to pass along that Brigadier General Francis is the kind of leader we hope for, one who listens first, acts deliberately, and leaves every organization better than he found it. Rick, thank you and Alicia for your commitment and dedication to the Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill. Now, Jason, so I've known you for a long time as well, and obviously you come to us with a resume that speaks for itself, and I've got no doubt that you're the right person for this job. In the time of unprecedented change and modernization, the cross-cannon signal has been lit, and the king of battle is squarely on the throne. The threats presented by our adversaries in the Indo-Pacific, in Eastern Europe, and the CENTCOM areas of responsibility have oriented our Army towards a force that is much more reliant on capabilities at range and scale that only the fire's force can provide. More important now than ever, I've experienced in my career. And as you saw the chairman this morning, he highlighted young air defenders to the entire world and the work that they're doing there in Iran and in Israel. So to this end, I charge you as the Commandant and the proponent of the Field Artillery Branch, the dot mill PFP integrator, have you learned what that stands for yet? To drive the doctrine and program of instruction to train our force and oversee the manning and talent management to drive our force forward. As we continue delivering formation-based capability and transform for the future, we rely on you to identify, structure, and guide an incredibly complex portfolio of advanced warfighting technology and equipment, vital to large-scale combat survivability and success for the joint force. I have full confidence that you will be successful. And most importantly, I charge you with taking care of our soldiers, our Marines, our airmen, and our civilians and their families here at Lawton Fort Sill. Lieutenant General Beagle also asked me to pass along his thoughts to you as he couldn't be here. Brigadier General Jason Williams, welcome to the arena. I have no doubt that you'll pick up where Rick left off and help transform fires at the speed and pace that our Army needs. And in closing, Fires 50 number 32 tells us that high standards, a positive outlook, and excellence are contagious. This is a mindset that defines the culture here at Fort Sill. And Jason, you're inheriting a team from Rick that doesn't just meet the standard, they raise it. And I know you will carry that legacy forward. Be all you can be. This will defend. Fire strong. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Rick Francis.
So I learned a long time ago to never ad-lib, and so I'm going to go in my cargo pocket here to make sure I got my speech in my pocket here. I didn't want to lose it on the way over, because my aides are really, really awesome about making sure I have what I'm supposed to have when I'm supposed to have it. Isn't that right, Mike? All right. I'm also going to let you know that you can't pour your heart and soul into an organization and not be a little emotional. So if I get there, just deal with it. All right, it's going to be okay. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, frontier friends and fellow soldiers, family members of the Fire Center of Excellence and the Field Artillery. My name is Rick Francis. I'm a red leg, and I love being a soldier. It has been an honor and a privilege to be the 57th Commandant and to serve you, the branch, and the Army. I'm deeply grateful for the trust and confidence that has been placed in me to lead this esteemed institution. Our team has heard me say on numerous occasions that I can come up with bad ideas all by myself. But it's the experts around me that help us solve the really, really complex problems, and I'm here for all of that. We solved some of the toughest challenges in 12 months, where people said we couldn't. We pushed on doors that were closed. We pushed on some things that were buried, and we dug them up, and we figured out how to get it done. And it starts with General Brooks, you, sir, and Sergeant Major Sertain. Thank you for the environment and the corresponding culture we have here at Fort Sill. We fight and win with what we have. Many times we focus on whether we're a TRADOC or the operational force, and I say it doesn't matter. It's about the conditions you set and the opportunities you create for your warfighters to excel. And that's our responsibility. It also reminds me of the African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. So thanks to our teammates on the 88 side, Glenn, really appreciate the teamwork, Sergeant Major. I saw Ken Oliver's here somewhere. Thanks, Ken, for showing up. Ken Oliver, give him a round of applause, ladies and gents. He dealt with me as a squadron commander many, many moons ago. Didn't even know he was coming. Appreciate you and all your support. To the FCO leaders and team, thank you for your support in tolerating my passionate engagements on mostly every topic. As I'm famous for saying, I'm not disagreeing, but ... Seated, Al, Matt, thanks for your support. The Ackhams, Greg, JJ, Mike, and Kirk, you know how much I respect you and trust you. D, Bill Perry and team, thanks for keeping me in line when I was veering off course. To the brigades, Destroyer and Cornerstone, Lance, Reggie, thank you for being adaptive and experts in your formations. You're more than commanders. You are change agents and leading us into the future of BCT, AIT, and how we conduct PME. To Team Commandant, thank you for being selfless and awesome. Sergeant Major Fluharty, Chief Rios, Ben, Mike P. We got so many Mikes, they're gonna have some initials here. Jen, Diane, Greg, Mike S., Scott, Mason, Jason Fry, BK, have it your way. BK, you in here? There you go, thanks, Brian. On a moment's notice, I say, hey, I need you to do something. Gets on an aircraft, flies to Hawaii. I wonder why he wanted to fly to Hawaii. Didn't come back for 3 weeks. We also know why also. Great tan and haircut when he got back. LR Fat, Trent, Fapo, Jeff, Dr. G, who's not here, Staff Sergeant Hans, who keeps us all straight, Matt Youngkin, who's taken on more than one job. He's our utilities Swiss knife. I appreciate you so much, and we'll really miss each of you. But I envision a world where I never really leave, and I'm just across the street. Imagine that. So see you real soon. Lori and the spouses, again, thank you for being a great friend to Alicia. We appreciate you. A year ago, I told you that our strength lies not only in our capabilities, but it is our people. Our soldiers remain the #1 asymmetric advantage that we have, and that is why I'm so passionate every day about leading them. They never cease to amaze me and inspire me daily. In closing, it's humble to serve as your commandant. Together we continue to uphold the proud traditions of the field artillery while forging a path toward the future. To my wife Alicia and children Joelyn, Jalen, Caitlin, and Jeremiah, and my grandbaby Josiah, who's 3 months, giddy up. As the Army cadence goes, here we go again, right? Serving on a new team, at least this time, our move was less than a mile, literally, our office and our house, but anyway. Thank you for your love and support. Jason and Shelley, I couldn't have handpicked the better teammates to pass the torch to. Enjoy every day. I leave you with the words of the famous Jewish rabbi, Hillel the Elder, if not me, then who? If not now, then when? King of battle. Let's roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Jason Williams.
I also wrote this down. I made the font big too, so I could try to read it without my glasses on. You know, none of us are getting any younger. Fellow general officers, friends of Lawton, community, commanders, sergeant majors, distinguished guests, thank you so much for coming today. Shelley and I sincerely appreciate it. I'd also like to make a special recognition. He already pointed out KOs here. Sergeant Major Oliver was my battalion sergeant major a long time ago. And he came up from Fort Worth today, and sitting next to him is Command Sergeant Major Miguel Quiros and his wife, Mama J, Jocelyn. He was my DeVarty sergeant major. They came up from San Antonio. Both are artillery legends and friends of Fort Sill, been around a long time. It means the world to us that y'all came up. Thanks a bunch. Thank you, General Brooks, General Briegel, and General Brito for having the confidence in me to allow me to serve as the 58th Chief of the Field Artillery and Commandant of the Field Artillery School. If my gunnery instructor from OBC, Captain Emo, could see me now, he would not believe it. I'm thankful that the gunnery department throws out records after 25 years, and we can't go back and relitigate that. Shelley and I'd like to thank Rick and Alicia. Y'all have been fantastic teammates ever since we've known that Shelley and I were coming out here. From the house to the office to the way you've treated us, you're absolutely the standard for what being a great teammate is. Shelley and I are indebted to y'all for that. It's been fantastic. Rick, you've been a fantastic chief and a commandant. I promise I'll give my 100% and then some to try to continue the legacy that you've continued here at the Artillery School. It's been fantastic. We wish you the best as you head over across the street, less than a mile. When you walk around Snow Hall, there's a few quotes from Army senior leaders right here on the wall. One of them from 1984 by Major General John Crosby, who was the 36th Commandant of the Field Artillery, says, "The future belongs to the Field Artillery. Believe it." Major General Crosby could not have been more prophetic. Here in 2025, the 250th birthday of the Army and the Field Artillery, it is clear the future of the Army is deeply tied to the future of Field Artillery and Fires. To be sure, it is good to be the king. Shelley and I are thrilled to be here. We're excited to join the Lawton Fort Sill community. It's especially meaningful to get to do it here in the branch's 250th year. We look forward to getting to know everyone and becoming part of your family, our family. We would love for you to join us after this over at the Butner House for a little reception. Shelley and I do not have household goods, so there's plenty of room for everyone to be there at the house for some refreshments and snacks and something cold to drink. Really appreciate y'all. Thank you again for coming. It means a lot to Shelley and I. It's very special. King of battle, fire strong, this will defend.
At this time, First Lieutenant Emily Eckert of the Salute Battery is presenting Brigadier General Francis with a token representing the retreat round fired in his honor. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing and singing of the Army Song. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes this afternoon's ceremony. Please come forward to bid farewell to Brigadier General Francis and his family, and welcome Brigadier General Williams and his family in the front of the seating area. They'll be hosting a reception at the Butner House. Thank you for attending. King of battle, fire strong, people first, winning matters. Be all you can be, and stay dry out there.